How's it going, my personified followers, subscribers, wherever the heck you're watching this, or random people who may have found the channel? My name is Spencer Presley, and I'm here to report back after reaching out to the truth. Yesterday, I posted an unboxing video of some cardboard sleeves from Limited Run, as well as the Xbox Grimoire edition of Persona 4 Golden, which we unboxed in a very tiny case, which started a mystery. How can a box this big fit a collector's edition this big? Well, I've got good news for you. The collector's edition, I assume, it's still sealed. I haven't opened it yet. It's got all of our tamper-proof tape still on there. I'll be opening it up momentarily, but I did want to give a quick little update to the video yesterday. So, thank you all so much for the support. Wishing me luck. It is really funny. I genuinely did not think it would arrive right away. I think I put out there, I was assuming it had shipped separately, but thought it was very weird that there was no notification of extra tracking. That was exactly the case. So, for anyone out there, in the Persona 3 Portable Collection Edition was the exact same way. If you notice, the shipping box these all come in say, well, if you know what you're looking for, the barcode here is the barcode for the Special Edition box. So when these are manufactured and sent to Limited Run, this is how they get them in. They get pallets and pallets and pallets of this Special Edition in this big box. And this giant big box, realistically, is probably easier just for them to eat the cost of shipping it twice. I mean, I already paid for shipping, but for them, it makes a lot more sense for them to ship it separately, because then you're trying to find a box that can fit this giant case, 2 cardboard sleeves, and another much smaller collector's edition box. So, I reached out to Limited Run. I actually got an answer before I got the package, which was, hey, shout out to Brandon from Limited Run Customer Support. I doubt you will get this message, but I appreciate you getting back to me. So, what happened was, and the only reason this didn't happen with Persona 3 Portable for me is I got both on the same day, and I never actually thought to look at the Collector's Edition's tracking number. They're different. So what Limited Run did, and this definitely is at their fault, but is not like a huge pitchforks and fire thing. This just goes back to basic communication, similarly how we talked about the Persona 4 Grimoire Edition cover sheet changing. So, what Limited Run did is, since they had to ship both of them out separately, you have 2 separate tracking numbers. The problem is their system on their website, or at least whatever they do with their email and through their Shopify website, that only has 1 tracking number per 1 order. So it's 1 order, hence why I have the order slip I already threw down to the floor, but it has 2 tracking numbers. The website has no way to update that. On their end, they know that, but for my end, as the consumer and anyone looking at tracking, looks like everything's just coming in 1 shipment. So I reached out to them and said, hey, is this why that there was no notification of the second tracking? Because Limited Run has the information. They're the ones generating the shipping label. And Brandon was able to give me the direct tracking number, and it showed that it was out for delivery, and I picked it up today. No harm, no foul. Could be a box of snakes in there, but I'm going to be optimistic and hopefully not. So what I thought was interesting was, I'm like, okay, cool. That makes sense that you shipped it for size reasons. This isn't your first rodeo with this, or especially a larger collector's edition. Why not just update it and give us an email? Give us a thing saying, hey, these are shipping separately. Our system, we don't have a unified way of sending everyone both tracking numbers, but they do have their own tracking number. So either give it a few days or reach out to customer support, because I'm sure it'd be a big pain in the butt for them to have to manually send everybody who sent multiple items for all the hundreds of people out there, and there's probably only a couple people out there who are like me, who are getting them days apart, or if not a day or so apart. So, wanted to give a quick update. Thank Limited Run's customer support for the help of getting back to me so quickly. I sent that off at around like 8 p.m. last night. I heard back within less than like 20 hours, so that's pretty cool. But yes, long intro aside, that is why the box was not there. Now, like I said, I think that there's ways that you can avoid the confusion and just communicate with your customers. You have my email. You've updated me updates about production before. Here's my constructive criticism. Let's get into the $200 box. So, it is here. It is just as large as the Persona 3 one. So let's tamper this box and make it hopefully a little bit easier on ourselves to open. And make sure to cut away from ourselves. There we go. Okay. Let's pry this open. Yep, it's the exact same big old chunky boy box as the Persona one. Actually, the dimensions are a little bit different. The way that they had it in there, at least, is a little bit different for me. But here's the back of the box. So this is the Midnight Channel edition. And this one comes with a whole bunch of goodies. Got our little buffer. Let's throw that out of the way. And then we've got our bag with a cover with another box in it. So this one's a little bit more, I would say, unique looking than the Persona 3 one. The Persona 3 one's just like a briefcase. This one you can already tell just by looking at the TV and everything on it. This is a much more interesting looking display altogether, for sure. Which, hey, Persona 4 needs some love. Just very hilarious how red this is, like at all angles. So for the Switch version, it's the exact same as every other version for Xbox, PlayStation. The only difference is the Switch version has to have this logo and information on the back. So there's a little O sleeve. So for anyone out there who wonders why, if I'm going to get all versions, why do I get one version versus the other? If you're paying the same price and you're getting all three systems like a sicko, like I am, you might as well get the one that comes with a little bit extra plastic. You know what? Now that I'm looking at this, I've got both the sleeves here. This is actually a thinner box than the Persona 3 one, which is interesting by a considerable amount. Now, for the Persona 3 one, it came with a giant, like, Evoker shadow case and a bunch of other stuff. This one, I don't think has as many big items in there, so I'm wondering which one we'll kind of think is better bang for your buck value-wise. So here is our lenticular cover for all you sickos out there who do that or don't. What's nice is actually the way they cut into the box. It looks really nice. The printing on this box is really, really well done. This is weird. So on the back, it says everything that's in here. And you got like this little torn off like corner of a limited run sticker. It's like when you would get those like really cheap stickers back in the early 2000s or 90s, and like you would peel it off and then it would wear off and you'd have some stuff under it. That's what they were going for. Weird little touch there. So this is going to come with Persona 4 Golden, the Grimoire box, Yu Narukami's glasses, a steelbook, a Teddy statue, cards, another shadow box, soundtrack, a pen, a photo, and a certificate of authenticity. So let's open the big box up. Ooh, it's got that new Midnight Channel smell as it falls over, very fittingly. So we've got much less of an impressive kind of opening compared to the other one. You've just got this with all your foam. Nothing was damaged or seems to have been damaged, which is cool. And then you've got your shadow box, game, and your goodies. And yeah, it's kind of funny. I think the shadow box is the same. We'll compare it to the Persona 3 portable one first, just because it's already here. But yeah, I think in terms of like, yeah, I'm genuinely curious. I feel like the Evoker was like a much bigger kind of item, but we'll compare that later on. I've got the Evoker next to me as well. So we've got your Persona 4 All Out Attack Shadow Box. I'll take it out of the plastic. But then we've also got the P3, P1 here. So, I think already right off the bat, the All Out Attack artwork just pops a lot more on the P4 one. So you've got Yukiko, Chie, and Yosuke there in the back. Cool little simulated effect there with the layers. And if you're wondering why they look really dark, it's just because there's this peel here. So when you peel it off, they'll all look about the same kind of level there. But one of the things that I think makes this look a lot nicer, yeah, so size-wise, it's the exact same as Persona 3. Length and width, oh, no, Persona 4 is just a smidge wider. But if you notice, the only layer on the Persona 3 one that's separate is the exclamation part. Whereas this, you've got Chie and Yu, and then the other two in the back. Which fits more with the game, but I just think in terms of aesthetically pleasing, the P4 one definitely wins. Both really cool to have, though. Very unsurprised by the team composition there. Alright, so next up we've got a metal pen. A very tiny metal pen. So we've got the floor with all of the body outlines. It's about thumb tall. Quality-wise, it looks nice. It's very simple. The the bodies are actually etched on there so you can feel it there. And then on the back, it's just super simple. You've got copyright, Atlas, Sega, made in China. Nothing crazy. I'm not a major pen fan. And now next up, this is probably in lieu of the Evoker. So I'll be curious to see how I feel about this. So you've got the Teddy statue. I'm just going to say this right off the bat. You could murder a man with this thing. You shouldn't. You definitely can. So size-wise, I would say probably the most disappointing size for it. I mean, I knew the size when I ordered it, so I shouldn't be that shocked. But even seeing it, it's still shorter than the Soul Hackers 2 Frost. And, God, yeah, that's probably like the smallest Atlas collectible I kind of have to compare it to. So, size-wise, it's a little disappointing. Presentation-wise of how it looks, I think it looks great. The gold, I wasn't sure how I would feel about how he looks. Looking past the pun, though, the TV's a really nice little touch. Not only is it like him standing on the TV, it almost looks like he's kind of coming out of the TV or about to enter the TV. There's nice detail on the TV base itself. This has got good weight to it. It's interesting, but I'm just like, I don't know, it's weird. Like, comparing it to having, like, this. Oh god, this thing's big. It's just very kind of hard to feel like it's a fair comparison of this, which lights up, by the way, or this guy. Like, they're both nice, and they're both quality. I appreciate how different both collector's editions are, and it'll be a cool piece to have on my shelf for the foreseeable future. But I'm curious how most people feel. Like, are more people into statues? Do people like the Evoker? Because I feel kind of comparing it one for one. Obviously, you get a shadow box in both. The glasses, which are coming up, I'm very curious about because I already have official Atlas glasses from the Ultimax days. But yeah, like with the glasses, that's kind of what the armband was for. And then the Evoker case versus the Teddy statue. Very interesting. We've got this, which we'll probably unbox last. Our Switch copy. we've got our CD, which, as a reminder, I think the CD looks a lot nicer than the P3 one. Still incredibly shocked that it is the full CD soundtrack. Not from like I'm shocked Limited Run did that. I'm more shocked Atlas let Limited Run have the whole CD included. So let's open this up for my Atlas CD collection. What's funny is I don't have the full soundtrack to Persona 3 or Persona 4. So no inside art here. Disc art is nice for disc 1. I assume disc 2 is probably very similar. Oh, that's cool. You've got the pen design on the back. Yep, disc 2 is the exact same. And then let's see what our little thing looks like here. Oh my god! Did they cheap out? What? They fleeced us! Oh, you know what I think is why? I was like, what the hell? There's no instruction pamphlet or track list. Because, remember the CD for the Persona 3 Portable Collector's Edition had nothing on the back, so you couldn't even tell what the track list was. So they were like, oh, well, if we just print the track list on the back, then we can just have a really boring, not foldable pamphlet. I don't know how I feel about that. Cool to have the soundtrack, though. Very happy about that. Let's look behind door number 1. We've got our certificate. I am number 677. Would have been cool to be 666. So, out of the Nintendo Switch, there were... Yes, I was trying to remember if these are platform specific or not. So, there were 3,940 copies of this special edition produced on Nintendo Switch. Which, by the way, if you are someone who's interested in how much money this one release made, just multiply that by 200, and that's just one platform. So it's a lot. They did pretty good. So we had almost 4,000 of these made, and it's the same kind of certificate paper as the Persona 3 one. These are really nice. I actually like having certificates of authenticity. I think having the breakdown there is really, really cool. We've got our very super duper secretive envelope. Honestly, we'll do this last because this is actually a spoiler for the game. So we'll give you some time. We've got an acrylic. Okay, I think this is actually for the glasses. Because I was going to be like, wait, isn't there a case for the glasses? So for anyone out there who doesn't know, back when Ultimax came out, Atlas made official Yu Narukami glasses, which I was very gracefully, very happily sent. Back when I was in their good graces. I'm a sleeper agent now. We don't get anything here. I got to pay for everything in this house. So we've got what I can only assume is a case or a display for these. So we'll see. So this is the base. It's very weird they made this out of like an acrylic. Here is the base. And then you've got Yu Narukami's all-out critical cutout here. This is really nice. This looks super clean. Like, the render or the art they got for this is incredibly, incredibly detailed. And I haven't even pulled off the plastic. So that is cool. And then these go in there to hang the glasses on. So, from a display, so far I'm thinking that these actually look nicer than the Atlas ones, although I paid for these. So we've got a giant bag. These are already, I can tell, way thicker. Like, way, way, way thicker than the Atlas ones. Yeah, just by comparison, I'm like, look at these bad boys. So what I will say, and this one's going to actually like involve some work. So we've got a bag on this here for the print, because remember, there's only one side with the print, which is weird. So this is fantastic. So I will say, in terms of glasses, let's get the little display off. In terms of the frame, the Atlas glasses definitely cheaped out. These are just like your most generic frame possible. But let's get the limited run ones out of here and like properly show them. Okay, so they are actual like UV glasses. They're not prescription, so you can wear them, it doesn't matter. The thickness of the frame, where did it go? The thickness of the frame and the design is way, way, way closer to the original. These are probably a little too thick, or maybe not stretched out enough proportion-wise. We'll put them on my horrendous face for comparison. But just to notice, because yes, we've got... Oh, never mind. I got all worked up for this because I had them folded over, and I had them like upside down. All right. I for a second thought that they had these printed on the wrong side. 2 minutes of embarrassment aside. They are on the correct side. They are on the left. I was like, how would you make that mistake? Now, why are they not just on both sides? That's the better question. So, here are the Atlas produced ones from Atlas West. They look a lot more just like normal glasses. And then the limited run thick boys. Oh boy, I have a big head, so this is going to be hard. These I will get made fun of. If I go out in public, these are just instant goober material right here. These are so thick. Yeah, I almost feel like these are too thick. Let me know what you think. Maybe they're not? The width, I'll give them this. I think the width is fine. I can't tell if these are just too thick or if my eyes are just not anime man eyes. I'd be very curious how they did the dimensions for these. These I will never leave the house wearing. I just like expect to get made fun of. And ironically, I forget what these are called. This is just way more comfortable to wear. Like even on my ginormous head, I feel like these look a lot cleaner. These look a lot more just like normal glasses with that there. These are just so thick. I just feel like they stand out like crazy. So we'll display these as well. I don't know. Man, I don't know how I feel about these. These are interesting. But hey, I've got a display for them. It's better, I don't know, better or worse. Atlas just had like a little custom carrying case. So, we're almost done for real. Alright, that is that. And then we've got our playing cards. We'll see if I am less or more impressed than the Persona 3 ones. Once again, these are going to be standard playing card size, so if you have like Pokemon or Magic the Gathering cards, they are those size. So on the back of all of them, you've just got this normal Persona 4 logo. And we'll just go through all of them. We've got Teddy, Chie. By the way, cool to have the Persona on them. Yunarakami, Yosuke, Yukiko, Rise, Naoto, Kanji, my man, and Teddy. Let's give these a quick little look. Art quality wise, I will say these definitely do look a lot nicer. This is a more recent game, so you would kind of hope this was an actual HD game, so you would hope that the art assets are a little bit more high in def. So cards are fine. They're just so kind of whatever. I feel very weird like judging them, just in the sense of like there's nothing wrong with them, but it's easily got to be like one of the least impressive things in this box. This one I got to kind of really think long and hard about. I was thinking about this after we unboxed the Grimoire edition for the Xbox version yesterday. where, like, after sleeping on it, I'm weirdly in the camp of, like, I actually feel like this isn't worth $70. Which is funny, because I felt like it was worth it for Persona 3, just because I liked how much the steelbook looked. But the steelbook looked just so cheap on the Xbox One yesterday. By the way, if I didn't show, the back of the box is the exact same as the PS2 version. And yeah, like, this box is fine. We don't have any, like, bleed over like our last one, so that's cool. And yeah, nothing on the back. It's very just kind of plain. And then for the Nintendo Switch version, you've just got a little bit of filler space here. And you've got your steelbook. We'll do the steelbook first. So, your steelbook comes in a little case. And let's see how I feel about this. Alright, I was right! I was like, I have a hunch I'm going to like this steelbook more. And I do. I'm going to have to pull this out. And I hope that this makes sense. And I'm going to pull up the Blu-ray size one. This is still spot gloss on like 90% of it. You'll be able to tell by all the fingerprints that are about to be laid on this. The inside is the exact same. Incredibly boring. It's just a little insignia from used clothes repeated. I don't love Yukiko getting hereditaried on the spine. That looks pretty bad. But I think in terms of spreading out the art, it looks a lot better. The spine is a lot cleaner. I feel like the art looks better. Like, I feel like the art on this is of a higher quality. Okay, it is. I'm not crazy. I'll post some, like, pictures to Twitter or something. 'Cause, like, this is the Switch, and then this is the Blu-ray PlayStation or Xbox version. Kanji and all of them, the art looks way softer. I don't know how you do this. These are all officially printed by Steelbook. Like, let's compare everybody else. It's so fascinating. Yeah, Izanagi just looks so bland and flat on the Blu-ray version. He just looks too, like, glossy and soft. And even though this is still a spot gloss on the Switch, this just looks way better. How did they do that? How do you even make that mistake? Because, like, that clearly can't have been a design purpose. That's extremely strange. Yeah, everything just looks better. The disrespect, man, on that Blu-ray Steelbook. I haven't seen anyone complain about that because they're probably not all a bunch of sickos like me. But just for comparison's sake, I do also have the Switch Steelbook for P3P. Still fantastic. I think this one still takes the cake in terms of design. I'm going to show these kind of backwards, but that's just how they were laid out. Just for comparison. Once again, kind of proving Atlus's hypocrisy of only use Persona 4 Golden art with Golden. But yeah, hey, do you want to use the original PS2 cover art from Japan for Persona 3 Portable? Eh, fuck it, who cares? They don't know. They're dum-dums. So, got these here. The spines look a million times better and more uniform. I've talked about that before from the limited run stuff. Now that I've got these here, let's open up our Switch little dual case. Slip cover. Put our steelbooks in there. The steelbooks probably won't live in there forever. Probably will just put the standard copies in there. But it's fun to put the steelbooks in there. Still got all the same stuff as the Blu-ray one. All the same back of the box quotes as the PS4 and Xbox One as well. But really thick, really nice case. Both of these I could not have been happier with how they turned out, honestly. the fact that, like, this steelbook got fucked in the process, I genuinely will be trying to find out what happened there. Because I feel like it just had to have been an error. Like, Limited Run normally does a pretty good job with their steelbooks. The only time a steelbook that I'm aware of has kind of had a fucked up level of quality was they, like, printed the Thumper steelbook upside down. And even that, it still looked good. So, we've got that. We've done the steelbook. Haha, I was like, we're forgetting something. The Switch version, because we've got to compare the Switch manual. This is such a long video, by the way. I'm so sorry, everybody. Haha. We've got... I'm pretty sure you're the exact same as all the other ones, but let's find out. Okay, yep, I was right. It is the exact same front of the box and back of the box on all systems. And you know what? I'm surprised actually I didn't do. Maybe this is comparison for the Switch. Got our PS Vita version. Very funny to kind of compare these. And I don't know if there was like a reason behind this. Very funny. They didn't try to mimic the original back of the box for the Vita at all. It's a completely different looking box art. Or back of the box art. So on the inside, you've got your cartridge. It's just your simple logo here. Actually, it's funny, it is identical to the PS Vita cartridge. You've got your slip cover. You've got your reversible cover everyone hated. And last but not least, the manual, which we are not shocked is differently shaped than the Xbox version, but still cool to see. I'm always a sucker for Switch manuals. Same PS2 art on the back. I'll do a quick little flippy flip. Get some characters. Maybe. I was like, I can't imagine I just missed all of them. There we go. Got some characters there. It's very funny the characters they feel inclined to include versus others. All the same descriptions, screenshots, notes section, and my favorite. Actually, sorry, there is no notes section. In lieu of the notes section, you get the handy dandy fusion chart, which nobody ever uses, but I'm always nostalgic for it. So, before we get to the 40-minute mark, which we're dangerously close to, spoiler alert, we're opening up the final item. How much of a spoiler is this? Not really, it's just like the final image of the game, probably. So if you've not finished or seen the meme picture at the end of Persona 4 Golden specifically, don't watch any further. Like, leave this video on. Maybe there'll be another ad at the end. Put on mute, open up another tab, walk away. I need the ad revenue. That 5 cents is make or break. But this is your warning. There's a little sticker, which is actually kind of a nice touch. And it says, spoilers inside, warning. And let's see how we can open this without horrifically ruining this sticker. All right. What? I was like, oh, well, maybe I don't have to, like, take it off all the way. And I don't really. It was one of those envelopes where, like, it has the fold on it. Like, it folds into it. So, last chance. Oh my god, this is literally just, like, printed on glossy photo paper. This might as well have come from a CVS. This is so funny. Here it is. By the way, fuck them. I just realized this should have been framed. Like, fuck the glasses acrylic case. This should have come in, like, a tiny, like, what is this? Like a 3x8 photo. I'm gonna find the cheapest, rinkiest photo frame for this and have this up in my room, because this is fantastic. So this is the end of the game. If you get the best true ending in Persona 4 Golden, specifically Persona 4 Golden, because you've got Marie there, you get to see everyone after. So you've got Chie, Rise, Yukiko, Kanji, Yu, Yosuke, Teddy, Naoto, and Marie living their best life. That's the end of the video. What do I think about this? We've had a lot of highs and lows. We thought we had uncovered a glasses conspiracy, which is not the case. So we're going to put these on one last time. They are so uncomfortable. Very, like, you can tell these were glasses. These were glasses designed to look at, not to be worn. But we have our new bludgeoning item, Teddy. The box is cool. I loved the box. The game obviously is a 10 out of 10. The cards or whatever. The CD's cool. No pamphlets. A super weird reverse flex. I'm a sucker for the postcard. Not the postcard. I'm a sucker for the photo. I think the photo was a great touch. Steelbook, way better on Switch. Way better. I cannot believe how fucked we got on that for the Blu-ray. Was it worth $200? I looked at the P3C's edition and I was like, I don't know, man. The size and the detail that went into that evoker, I was like, this has to be worth $200 for me. I would say the Grimoire edition, depending on how much you love Steelbooks, like if you're sicko like me, $70 for that was probably a good deal, but pushing the boundary of what it should realistically cost. $200 for this. I almost will say it's worth it in terms of I don't regret buying it for me, especially at the price that I got it at. I know it's way more expensive now. I like the glass. No, I don't like the glasses. I gotta be honest. I don't like the glasses, but also I'm a weirdo and I'm comparing them to glasses I already have sent to me. I don't care about the pen. Like, the pen will never get worn. The trading cards or whatever. There's nothing crazy about the trading cards. I love the shadow box. You know what? Yeah, shout out to that shadow box. The all-out attack shadow box was nice. The photo from CVS was cool. I like the certificate. And I like the CD. I think we could have lost some of it. Like, this, I feel like if it was maybe 2 or 3 inches bigger, might have looked cooler. I don't know. I will say, do I regret buying it? No, I do not regret buying it. Do I think $200 was too much for this edition specifically? I probably would. I feel like realistically, you could have either got the price down to like $150 or took a couple items out, or maybe threw some other ones in. But I don't regret it. It was a fun thing to purchase. It's a cool item. Cool all-together thing. I'm glad I got it. Now I just need to resist those stupid San Diego Comic-Con covers, because that's 6 more versions of these same games that I already own, just with really bad foil covers. So until I cave, or until the next video, podcast, update, whatever, this has been me talking for way too long. I apologize about that. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do whatever. Let me know what you think. Was this a ripoff? Was it worth it? How stupid or smart do you think I was for getting this? Let me know in the comments below. I will talk to you all later. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. And look out for bludgeoned Teddy attacks.